Hey guys, hope everyone's well. It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Hope you checked out part one and enjoyed it. If not, please check it out, and I hope you will enjoy it. In my recent videos, I've been a bit nervous for some reason, maybe because I think my videos haven't been as popular as I would have hoped. But hopefully, some people out there will enjoy my content. And yeah, so hopefully I'll get a few views. But yeah, and hopefully I won't bore you. But yeah, so I'll try not to make the intro too long. As I said in part one, I would like to thank God for the opportunity of making this video, and I hope some people out there enjoy it. And I'd love to hear your suggestions and ideas about what are the best ways to benefit town football, or what you think of town football generally. Again, what you think could improve it, or things like that. And yeah, I can't think of much else to say in the intro. So yeah, so here goes. So please check out part one if you haven't done so, and I hope you look out for part three when it comes out. I hope sorry to repeat myself. I hope some people out there enjoy it, and please support my channel for August, especially because it's my birth month, as I said in part one. And I hope my voice is clear enough, by the way, as well. So yeah, here goes. So as I say, continuing on from part one, number 11, I would love to see think about what Italian football could change to make itself better, like maybe playing more attacking football, or challenge some of the negative stereotypes. I know it's known to be a bit boring or defensive, so maybe change some of those things, bring in different managers or coaches or different styles, and also yeah, maybe like some of the tackling some of the things like crime, criminality, violence, or things like that, and look at new ideas like how to maybe give those people a role in terms of coaching younger players. So and also like people to show that they improve their diet, and to encourage like positive change through football. And yeah, like I say, people improving their diet and obeying the law and things like that, positive principles through football. And also yeah, I think it'd be good to see more attacking football in Italy as well, as I say, and different managers and coaching styles and things like that. So having a bit of balance between attack and defence, but also look at ways to bring in more sponsors and investors and things like that, owners, wealthy owners, and look at ways to new and innovative ideas to help Italian football, again, what it can learn from other leagues, as I said before, and also like how maybe it can go bring in investment and maybe even find ways around the financial fair play system, maybe, or at least stick within that, but at the same time have the most possible investments into things like youth development, but also buying players from overseas as well, and sometimes buying other Italian players. I was thinking it'd be great if teams like Juventus had so many Italian players playing together, because they'd be so used to playing together for the national team and for club teams. So I think that'd be for the same club team and the national team, so they practice together a lot more. But just generally practicing together and learning from each other. Look at ideas again, what can be learned from the leagues and what can be improved. And also like offering financial incentives like tax exemptions. I'd love Italian football to have the lowest possible taxes, maybe even be exempt from tax completely, so it would give financial investors an opportunity. And as I said in part one, an idea I had was like to encourage investment, so that if they want to a cathedral, if I can speak properly, in Milan, or property or land or anything else, or even any businesses or things like in Italy, like one way to go through would be to invest in a football team, and again, like offering the lowest possible tax and general financial incentives. I think it'd be great if politicians also like talked about what they were going to do to contribute to Italian football, both locally and nationally as well. Moving on, because that point was quite long. Number 12, again, I think it'd be great to see what is already working and continue to work on those things that are already working in Italian football. Although at club team level, I think it does need to be improved a lot, because it's been so long since the Italian team has done well. But maybe looking at the old Italian teams and what they did well, and how to bring back those glory days, and what can be encouraging, like the fact that Italy has 4 World Cups, 2 Euros, and I think possibly even 1 Olympics or whatever, but how Italian clubs used to be top, and how an investor can come in, make themselves a hero, and Italian football return back to the top. But also like yeah, how Italy's a football passionate country, so if an investor comes in and invests in Italian football, again, he can become a hero, and it would be good obviously for their PR, which they would want, I'm sure, in return. Number 13, I hope to address some of the negatives in Italian football, let's say like the violence or prejudice, or like the racism or anything like that, or law breaking or anything, the corruption or anything like that, things like that, to like address and acknowledge that those issues have existed and probably still exist, unfortunately, and maybe exist for a long time, but hopefully, which brings me on to point number 14, I hope that some solutions will be found to tackle some of those things like the football hooliganism, the again, ultras instead could, I'm not sure how many would be that good at football themselves, but it'd be great if ultras instead coach the youth, so they have something that turns them into sort of thinking, I could be a hero by coaching youth rather than committing crimes. So I could be a hero by improving the image of Italian football and things like that. So I think that would hopefully be something that would interest them. I'm not sure if it would, but it'd be great if it did. And also, I'd love to see Italian football solving problems like through fundraising games, and discussing ways to solve problems in the world, both in Italy and around the world, in like things like poverty, global warming, and things like that. Like how to tackle some of those problems, and like diseases, illnesses, like fundraising through football, fundraising like things like science, to tackle some of those like scientific discoveries to tackle some of those problems. I hope that made sense. And number 15, I hope that again, Italian football will have like 5 to 10 year plans of how to improve and become world class and become the best league, hopefully in the world, by working together on how to improve it as a brand market it. Again, learning from English football, like the EPL, English Premier League, what the FA has done in England, some of those things could be learned from, and also the Liga in Spain. Again, it could be mistakes to avoid, like going into those financial difficulties and things like that, but also like what not to do and what to do as well. Like, so learning from those, and all possible leagues, even the Brazilian league, Argentina, and even some of the lower leagues perhaps around the world. And like if Italian football can learn that even at grassroots level, that'd be great to see. I'd love to see even Serie B teams, Serie C teams, and lower league teams in grassroots football getting as much investment as possible into building academies, footballs for all, football kits and things like that. Number 16, on that note, I think it'd be great to have like a think tank for Italian football, where they maybe even sit around a table or online, discuss ideas between each other about how to improve Italian football, financially or in other ways. Again, develop some youth as well as buying overseas players, and have a good sort of balance. And again, like having plans for the future, and look at ways Italian football can benefit. Again, what it can learn from other leagues. Again, what to not do and what to do, and things like that from as many leagues around the world as possible. Again, if Italian football learns that even at the lower level, hopefully that will really improve Italian football. Even as some of the lower league teams, as possibly semi-pro league, pro teams, park football, even like grassroots, and improving opportunities for the youth. Again, encouraging companies like Lucozade or Red Bull or Monster Energy drinks or whatever other companies, Relentless, or to invest in football pitches, places to play, or places for sport for young Italian footballers to play in all possible parts of Italy as much as possible. And again, Italian football having supporters clubs and academies around the world, which will hopefully increase the fan base around the world, which will bring more money in as well because of the marketing and that sort of thing, and selling of merchandise and things like that, which I suppose is what marketing is about. Number 17, I think it'd be great to see, like, again, talking about my dreams, I would love to see Italian teams somehow even dominating European and international football, but again, both at national and club team level, like as I say, teams like AC Milan dominating again, Inter Milan, Juventus and all that, bringing back their glory days, or even surpassing some of those great days, and winning as many trophies as possible in Europe and internationally, as I say, especially the Champions League and World Club Cup, even Europa League, for some of the Italian teams to win those sorts of things would be great. Just like the Premier League is doing at the moment. But yeah, I think it'd be great to see some of these Arab sheikhs or people like that investing in Italian football. And I think it'd be great if people from Eurasian nations, transcontinental countries generally, the Mid East and the Mediterranean, supported Italian football as much as possible, and the reputation was improved in Asia and around the world as well. Number 18, I think it'd be great to accentuate some of the positives of Italian football and talk about like some of the glory days, like again, like winning 4 World Cups and 2 Euros, and the Italian clubs and how great they used to be, like AC Milan and Juventus and teams like that, to like talk about how great those times were and how a sponsor and investor again could be a hero by bringing back some of those glory days. Number 19, again, I hope some problems together. And number 20, again, I hope that some of the older players can teach younger players and like lead by example, like have good diets, talk about cutting crime, not being involved in hooliganism or violence, and instead, like some of those older ultras could use like again, I don't know how many of them are good at football, but they could, if any of them are good at football, or as many of them as possible, at least like practice and play football with younger people, so they give them opportunities instead of being involved in hooliganism or stuff like that. So like cutting crime through football, solving problems through football, and again coaching the younger players. And I think the role of the older players is to teach the younger players and like to encourage them and uplift them, and like give them constructive criticism and advice when they do make mistakes, but also uplift them and encourage them. Like I like to see PMA, positive mental attitude, and that sort of thing. So yeah, encouraging players as much as possible, and also leading by example, I'd say. And the younger people, I think, should learn from the elders, and like hopefully Italians will smoke less, or not smoke or drink alcohol or take drugs or things like that, or again commit crime, and instead play football and practice and have good diets and learn about good diets for like what footballers should have to make them the best players they can possibly be. So hope I didn't waffle too much, as I say, and hopefully, as I said before, someone out there will enjoy this video. And as ever, I'd love to hear your opinions, and I'm out.